I know there are a lot of home arcade cabinet and PC makers out there, each with their own pros and cons, so it can be hard to know what makes one stand out over the others. I own an Arcade One, and in my opinion, Arcade One provides a quality product on your day one purchase, but Carlos, the owner of Arcade One, also provides post-purchase free updates. I'm going to provide an example. If you would have went to the arcade1.com website and purchased an Arcade One that fits you on January 1st, you would have had over 50 free updates over the following 7 months. And I'm going to show you each and every one of those to give you a feel of what type of updates you can expect when you get your Arcade One. All these updates are free, and they're for new games, fixes, and quality of life improvements. And you can judge for yourself if Arcade One and its post-purchase updates are for you or not. So sit back and enjoy. The year started off with a bang, with Jurassic Park Arcade 2015 by Raw Thrills being added to the Teknoparrot Subscription Wheel, at the time known as Teknoparrot Patreon. The update adds not only the game, but also configures it and has it all set up for both aim tracks and send-ins. And the update itself was free, but to play this game at the time, you did have to subscribe to Teknoparrot Subscription, which did cost roughly $6 a month. If you want to know more if it's worth it or not, check out my video discussing this very topic. The next update was a quick fix, adding in the Nintendo Arcade System preview videos that were missing. These were reported missing after an update, and Carlos added them back in for anyone that needed them. Another quick fix for NBA Jam on PlayStation 2. He also created a video on his YouTube channel showcasing how to fix a similar issue if it pops up in any other PlayStation 2 games, so you can refer to that video. Another Teknoparrot subscription game that was added is Big Buck Hunter Pro by Raw Thrills. This goes for your aim tracks and your send-in light guns and is a fantastic addition to the Arcade One. There was also an additional small sound fix for the Jurassic Park arcade game that was recently released, patched, and updated, so Carlos added that with this update. The Guitar Hero and Rock Band wheel was added and configured for various guitars previously, which you can see additional details in my 2024 New Year Edition video. But here, 3 additional games were added in Band Hero, Rock Band 1, and the Beatles Rock Band game, to make a total of 23 games on the wheel now. The next update added 13 total games, 4 to the Teknoparrot wheel and 9 to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel. The 4 Teknoparrot games include Galuga Championship Tuning Race, Hot Wheels King of the Road, Sega Showdown, come on, speed's your friend, and Sega World Drivers Championship. The next 9 games in this update are all added to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel, including Arctic Thunder, Dead Heat, Dead Heat Riders, Deal or No Deal,
14. We want low value. No.
Mario Kart Arcade GP DX 1.18 update with online support, Niren, SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bottom Bowling, the updated version of Street Fighter V Type Arcade, and Wangum Midnight Maximum Tune 3. Next up is Tekken 8, which can be played with joystick and buttons for that actual arcade authentic experience, or with Xbox controllers for some local couch gameplay. The MAME vertical wheel was added with this update. It includes 816 games with vertical themes to scroll through and vertical gameplay, which is configured for those who have rotating TVs or monitors. While all of these games are playable in MAME with bezels on a standard TV or monitor, this wheel allows you for a larger, more arcade-authentic experience where you can rotate your TV and play the games vertically. And I'm not going to go through all 816 games here, as that'll take forever, but I will show you a few of them just so you can see the variety of games that are available. And you're able to hold right on the joystick to bring up the letter search function, and then you can jump to a specific letter. Let's jump to P and jump into a Pac-Man game. I'm going to boot into the game so you can see how it looks when it's all loaded, and the orientation will of course be correct when you rotate your TV and monitor. As the game loads in, you can see all the bezel artwork around the screen, and then you have the marquee up top to give you that arcade authentic experience. But if you do want to have just the game fill the entire screen, you can easily disable the artwork, and there's a video on the Arcade1 YouTube channel showing how to do that. Deathwish Enforcers Special Edition is a mature take on an arcade classic, Sunset Riders. It features up to 4-player co-op support and was a perfect addition to the Arcade1. It plays great with the Xbox controllers and also joystick and buttons on your arcade control panel. Definitely check it out. Tomb Raider Remastered collects the first 3 Tomb Raider games from the original PlayStation and adds a fresh coat of paint to them. This collection was added under the PC Games wheel. There are a lot of other contributors who help out with some of these updates, including Anthony, Kevin, Doug, Earl, and many more, so shout out to all of them. This next update adds 4 games to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel, including Cruisin' Blast, the arcade version, Galuga Assault, MotoGP, and Ultimate Arctic Thunder. The next update adds 4 Angry Bird games to the PC Games wheel, including Angry Bird Seasons, Angry Bird Space, Angry Bird Star Wars, and Angry Birds Star Wars 2. The next update added 13 additional games, 7 of which are top secret. But the other 6 include some stellar shmups that are great to play with joystick and buttons, including Danmaku Unlimited 3, Power Umi, Radiant Silvergun, Raiden 4 Cross Mikado Remix, Rolling Gunner plus Overpower, and last but not least, Skyforce Reloaded. Another fantastic PC game that plays great with joystick and buttons on the arcade control panel is Contra Operation Galuga, which is the newest entry in the legendary Contra franchise. This can be played solo or up to 4 players co-op.
Let's get to work.
Next up is an update that adds 5 games to both of the Aimtrack and Sinden Gun Games wheels. First up, Akuma Mortis Immortal, Deca,
fresh out of the academy,
Grand Shooter, Police Trainer 2, which was Teknoparrot Subscription. AMC's The Walking Dead, which is also a Teknoparrot Subscription. The next update was another Gun Games update, which added 9 additional gun games to both the Aim Track and Sinden Gun Games wheels, including Bang Bang Pew Pew, Dead Containment, Death Live, House of the Bread, Pixel Crisis, Rail Break, Res Infinite, Super Russian Roulette, and Zombie Panic in Wonderland DX. Next up was a small request to add both the Japanese and translated versions of Wild Rings, a wrestling game, to the original Microsoft Xbox wheel. Next up was the MAME 264 update, which was a big update that updated MAME to the latest version at the time. This added additional games, media, and more. MAME is a free and open source software emulator that recreates the hardware of vintage video game consoles, arcade games, and other systems, so it's constantly being worked on, and some games that wouldn't work previously can be improved and fixed, and oftentimes are able to work on future updates. So it's always welcome when a new MAME update is added to the Arcade 1 system. Next up is a racing game added to the PC games wheel called New Star GP. Hopefully one day this will also get added to the racing wheel so you can use your G29 racing wheel, as this game looks pretty fun. I always enjoyed playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat-em-ups in the arcades as a kid, so playing the Raw Thrills Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game on Control Panel 4-player co-op brought back some great memories. This version is based off of the 2017 arcade version and adds additional levels and bosses. Next up was an update that fixed Operation Wolf Return's first mission, which is a gun game in both the Aim Track and Sinden Gun Games wheels. Next up is an update that added 2 additional gun games. Diego's favorite Bug Busters got added to the Teknoparrot wheel, and Ghostbusters was added to the Teknoparrot Subscription wheel. The next update added 6 additional games to the Teknoparrot Subscription wheel. The first one, Denshade Go, is a train simulator. Go Go Strike is a bowling game that you can utilize the trackball for. Hypersports, Injustice Arcade by Raw Thrills, Pac-Man Chomp Mania, and Tippin' Blocks. During the previous weeks, the Technogods who are behind the Teknoparrot emulator changed over from Teknoparrot Patreon to Teknoparrot Subscription, so this update was more of a quality of life improvement as Carlos changed all of the media to reflect this change. Shout out to Earl for helping out with the media, and props to Carlos for tidying things up and keeping everything current for everyone. The next top secret update added a new system wheel to the Arcade 1, and this system wheel included 127 different games that you can scroll through and play. Another top secret update added another fantastic wheel with 7 additional games that are a lot of fun to play, and there's room for potential growth in the future as well. Carlos also took some time to make some terrific media for this wheel and the games. The next game is a mature title, so I can't show it to you. It was an optional customer request called Elf Girl Pinball. You'll have to YouTube it if you want to see for yourself. The next small update adds 3 pinball games to the PC Games wheel that can be played with controllers, joystick and buttons, or even your side pinball buttons if you have them. The first one up is Plunderball, SHMUPS Pinball, and Tokyo Pinball. Next up is another quality of life improvement, this time for the Gun Games wheel. This adds Gun Games media updates, adds some additional missing themes, as well as replacing some old themes with better quality updated themes. I really appreciate these types of updates, as I enjoy scrolling through the wheels, as I view the Arcade 1 as a museum for video games. So anytime the media can be updated or improved upon, I'm all for it. Next up is a quality of life improvement to an existing top secret update. It adds additional media to the system wheel. Carlos took some time to record some new videos, trimmed existing videos, and normalized audio. He even created 2 additional themes that were missing from this wheel. Nice work. Next up is another quality of life improvement, this time to the GOG wheel, the Good Old Games wheel. This wheel used to just have static screenshots, but huge shout out goes out to Keith for recording videos for all 344 games. Carlos then shortened them up, normalized the audio, and added in the audio video fades. Appreciate the effort, guys.
I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work.
The next quick update adjusts the wheel size, which makes the logos smaller and spread out a little bit more, making them easier to read. I adjusted them on my own system, but here Arcade 1 officially adopted my settings, and everyone's able to use them if they'd like. Another quality of life improvement update, this time to the Cave wheel, which has some fantastic shmups, which are shoot 'em up games. Don't sleep on this wheel if you're a fan. The update does a media overhaul, including updated videos and themes throughout the wheel. Next up was a major addition to Arcade 1, as it added Stream Deck functionality. It adds features, profiles, configurations that are specific to Arcade 1 users, and they're set up for you out of the box, including volume controls, system favorites, a search button, hotkeys for specific games, and much more. You can even add your own functionality to this as well, as Carlos has some videos on his Arcade 1 website. I just got my Stream Deck hooked up for this video, so I'm gonna watch those videos on Arcade 1 YouTube channel and report back with any additional thoughts in maybe a future video. And I think this is a tremendous add, as there are arcade cabinet builders like Retrocade out there that are adding Stream Decks into their cabinet builds, so Arcade 1 making it easy for the end user is a tremendous perk in my opinion. Earl's media update pack was up next. Shout out to Earl for adding in some box art for the PlayStation 5, adding missing themes for Teknoparrot Subscription, and adding a few missing wheel images for the CPS systems. Next up, we got 2 terrific gun games added to the gun game wheels for both aim tracks and Sindens. Point Blank X also had a follow-up update where Dill Mule Shooter got updated to the latest version, which improves the accuracy in Point Blank X. Transformers Shadows Rising was a surprise release from the Technogods and is a really fun co-op experience. Both games are standalone versions, so no Teknoparrot subscription is required for either.
You have to rescue him.
Another solid update added Initial D the Arcade to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel. Shout out to Anthony and Kevin for always helping out with these Teknoparrot updates. I'm looking forward to this one being added to the Racing Games wheel in a future update as well. The next 2 updates go hand in hand, so I'm going to cover them both right here. The Xbox wheel was updated to the 2 newest emulators and also includes some Xbox game fixes that swaps those games to the appropriate, more optimized emulator when needed. So a couple of quality of life updates for the Microsoft Xbox wheel. Again, always appreciated. Another quality of life improvement swaps the House of the Dead remake over to Del Mule Shooter. The House of the Dead remake is a fantastic game, and I really hope that we get the House of the Dead 2 remake soon. Another top secret update includes 3 enjoyable titles that are all welcome additions to the Arcade One. The next small update fixes 2 NES games so that you can enter your initials and start the game for both Star Tropics and Zoda's Revenge Star Tropics 2. Reaver from the TechnoGods YouTube channel has been releasing some of the games that were locked behind the Teknoparrot subscription wheel via weekly polls on his YouTube channel. So this next update takes care of some housekeeping, moving the games and the media from the Teknoparrot subscription wheel to the Teknoparrot wheel, making them available to all the Arcade One users. The 10 games included are Dead Heat Riders, Deal or No Deal, Hummer Extreme, Nirin, Ring Riders, SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bottom Bowling, Tank Tank Tank, The Act, and Wangan Midnight Maximum Tune 3. This next update has a few things packed into it. First, it removes the Teknoparrot subscription requirement for both Aliens Armageddon and Terminator Salvation in the Gun Games wheel. Both are free now for everyone. It also adds Big Buck Hunter World, which is a fantastic gun game, and Go Squad Evolution to the Gun Games wheels for both Aimtrack and Sinden. Both of these games require Teknoparrot subscription to play. Finally, this update moves the House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn from a standalone game over to Teknoparrot. House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn is another standout game in the House of the Dead franchise. The next update adds 8 missing Teknoparrot games to the Teknoparrot wheel. They include Action Deca, Come On Baby 2 Winter Championship, Infinity Blade FX, Milk-chan, New Super Mario Bros. Wii Coin World, Savage Quest, Sin, Umihara Kawa's Fresh. This next update is a big one. It adds Golden Tee Live 2006, makes it playable with trackball in the Teknoparrot subscription wheel. Additional newer Golden Tees are also in the works. Also part of this update are 2 titles that were added to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel, which offer additional improvements, and they are Afterburner Climax and Virtual Tennis 3. This next update is a Gun Games update. It adds 3 additional gun games to both the Aimtrack and Sinden Gun Games wheels, as well as 7 NES hacks for Duck Hunt. They include Draken's Realm Keepers, Fog of the Dead, Raccoon Rampage, which I have a full playthrough under my Every Light Gun Games playlist on my YouTube channel. And the 7 Duck Hunt NES hacks include Duck Hunt Anti-Terror Action, Duck Hunt Invader, Duck Hunt of Death, Duck Hunt Osama Hunt, Duck Hunt Pterodactyl Hunt, Duck Hunt Space 2050, and Duck Hunt UFO Shoot. The next update added 3 fun games to the PC games wheel that play great with joystick and buttons or with controller. The first one, Abathor. NFS Heat Takedown, which would also be a future great addition to the G29 Racing Games wheel. And Shadow of the Ninja Reborn, which is a remake of the NES classic. Next up is another update to a previous top secret update. It updates the wheel to the newest version and also adds 2 additional games. Next up, we have 3 small updates that I'm going to roll into one update here. The first updates the fade media, which is the loading screens when you boot up a game. It adds additional text and little characters that animate down in the corner. Carlos also updated the main MAME theme. Another small update was the taskbar restore button was added to the desktop in case you ever have the taskbar disappear when you boot out of the Hyperspin build. And finally, there's the ability to randomize your intro videos when you boot up Hyperspin. So when you go into your Hyperspin build, there's a video that plays at the beginning. This makes it so you can have additional videos and they can randomize them if you'd like. Next up is a very cool and unexpected update. It adds MegaTouch MAXX Crown Edition to the main wheel along with over 75 games. I remember playing this with the touchscreen back in bars and restaurants back in the day. However, here, Carlos has it configured to work with trackball and buttons or also with the keyboard and mouse. There are 7 main categories: puzzles, cards, quiz and word, strategy, erotic, mega sports, and new games. There are 20 games under the puzzles category, 21 games under the cards category, 21 games under the quiz and word category, 15 games under the strategy category, 10 games under the erotic category that focus on either male or female, 11 games under the mega sports category, 12 games under the new games category. Here is a sample of one of the games. It's called Photo Hunt, where you need to find 5 differences between the 2 different photos on the left and the right. You touch where you think something is wrong on the screen with either your trackball and button or your mouse click. Time ticks down, and you can even request clues with the magnifying glasses if time's running out too quickly, but they do cost you points. Sometimes it can get a little touchy. I'm trying to click on this yellow part on the motorcycle, so I have to click on the purple part over on the right-hand side. So I did lose some time there, but it does work pretty well overall, and I do enjoy this update quite a bit. The next update focuses on the gun games wheels. It adds 44 indie gun games to the gun game wheels, as well as adding a genre category that separates the gun games by system, so you can easily access only the new indie gun games if you'd like, or perhaps you only want to see a list of the Teknoparrot gun games. Well, this genre category wheel is perfect for that. You can just go through all the different wheels and see what's available for each system. Note that only systems that have gun games will appear here under the genre category. If you click into the system, you'll see all the games on the right, and then if you stop on a particular game, you'll see the media for that game. Next, I'm going to quickly go through all 44 indie gun games that were added as part of this update. A lot of these are pretty rough and are low-tech demos, but some of them are worth checking out, so it is worth exploring this wheel and finding some favorites for yourself. Next up is another big update to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel with 2012 Power Putt Live that allows you to play mini golf with your friends and family on your Arcade 1 with trackball support. It is a great party game that features 6 different courses where you can play either 9 or 18 holes on each. And if the Techno Gods plans come to fruition, we'll have newer versions of the game with new courses and the Raw Talk ability, so I'm looking forward to future updates. You can choose male or female golfer, and then you can move back and forth left and right with the buttons, and then you line up your shot, you pull back on the trackball, and then you go forward with the trackball. There's a lot of fun courses with different obstacles to overcome, and it's a lot of fun to play solo or with friends and family. The next small update moved Jurassic Park Arcade from the Teknoparrot subscription wheel to the regular Teknoparrot Gun Games wheel, so now you can play this game whether you have a Teknoparrot subscription or not. The other part of this update updated Die to Survive to the newest version. Another quick fix update, there are a few issues reported for the Tony Hawk's American Wasteland on PlayStation 2, so those are fixed and passed along to the group. Another fun addition to the Teknoparrot subscription wheel is Puck Off, which includes a few different versions of shuffleboard that can be played solo or with friends and family in a competitive format. It utilizes the trackball if you have one. Carlos has a video on his YouTube channel how to configure it for not only Puck Off, but Power Putt Golf and Golden Tee Live as well. This is a fantastic party game and a worthy addition to the Arcade 1. And the last update that I'm going to touch on in this video is about compatible controllers that work with the Arcade 1. There's a complete list on his website, but he added a few recently, including the Sony PlayStation 4, Sony PlayStation 5, and Safin N64 controllers. He has videos on his YouTube channel discussing these further, but I think it's important to note that Carlos is always looking to improve his system. So even though the Xbox controllers work great, others have requested PS4, PS5, and N64 controller support, so he's willing to experiment and get those working, passing along any files and info to help assist the customer when possible. Yet another ringing endorsement for not only Carlos, but also the Arcade 1 customer service. And these were just the updates over the past 7 months. There will be plenty more coming in 2024 and into the future. What these updates will be are currently a mystery. Perhaps the long-awaited Racing Games wheel update, more gun games, Teknoparrot, beat-em-up brawlers, fighters, modern arcade games. Only time will tell. But know that you get a quality product out of the box with your Arcade 1, and know that there will be plenty of free updates after your initial purchase. And this is one of many reasons why Carlos and the Arcade 1 stand out. And that's over 50 updates over the past 7 months to the Arcade 1. There were fixes, quality of life improvements, new games, system wheels, stream decks, controllers, and much more. Let me know in the comments below what were some of your favorite updates over the past 7 months. Please remember, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and give the video a thumbs up. All those things really help the channel grow, and I appreciate all of your support. And remember, we're in the endgame now.